It's our anniversary. We've been married for 8 years, and we've been remodeling for 7 of those 8 years. But we bought our first home about just under a year after we got married. We moved back to Porterville from downtown Los Angeles, and that was a good move because LA was not our speed. We like small town life, and we've been doing the small town thing ever since, moving from house to house just about every 2 years. And that's been a lot of work, a lot of stress, and we thought that we would take a little bit of time out of our day and give you guys some tips for how to not kill your spouse while remodeling your home.
Yes. Number 1, don't get into a remodel. That's the easiest way to avoid it. Make sure that if you do decide you want to remodel a home that you're living in, that both of you really want that and you're both in it and want to do it, because when you're in the midst of remodeling a home, it is very stressful. It's very consuming. It can be easy to argue with each other just based on, what finishes you want in a home and like lighting or paint color, kitchen countertops, things like that are things that you will probably disagree on. And if you're not both really committed to renovating the home in the first place, it's going to make those decisions even harder.
And that leads me to number 2, which is communicate. Be prepared to communicate more than you think that you need to communicate. And that doesn't mean, beating around the bush. It really means saying what you like, telling your significant other what you want in a home, what is important to you, what color you like. Not, I like these 5 colors. If there's one that you like, just be honest and say, I like this color, or I like that sink, or I like this faucet. Because I know as a guy, I can't read between the lines. I'm really bad at that. And that has been the cause of quite a few arguments, I think. And I like just being told black and white, this is what I want, this is what I like. And I know that when I'm told those things, I'm more apt to speak my mind and be more straightforward versus, well, I'm really not sure, what Lauren wants, so I'm gonna try to bring it out of her and not be honest about what I want in the home. Oh yeah, I think all 5 of those colors look good. Which one do you like? Just be honest and just communicate a lot more.
It's okay to have a different opinion from each other.
Yes.
If one person likes a particular paint color and the other person likes a different one, and you both hate each other's decisions, it's okay to find a third color.
Or you get both gallons and you mix them together, and then that's just splitting the difference.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay.
Yeah.
A third thing that is a tip for guys out there: don't be so macho. I am just, Randy Savage over here, macho man, and I take on way more than I can actually do. I want to overpromise. I want to give everything that I can to our renovations, and I bite off way more than I can chew. And it takes being a big man to admit I can't do everything all the time. Know when it's okay to hire somebody else. You don't have to, perform every trade. I'm really bad at drywall. Somehow I still end up doing drywall on almost every home that we've done, and I do a really bad job of it, and I get really angry, but I keep thinking, okay, one of these days I'm going to learn. That's not something I should be doing. That's something to hire out. And if you have no skills in construction, not no skills in general, but no skills in construction, it is okay to hire people to do the work for you. We like to self-perform it in order to save money, but you may dig yourself into a little bit of a hole, and as the man of the house, I don't ever want to feel like I am putting us in some kind of situation that is difficult. And that's why sometimes I take on too much Some people may need to take on a little bit more in order to meet the budget. So many things happen. But just be aware of what your limits are, and it's not worth your sanity or any kind of angst in your marriage to try to take on too many things.
Yeah. And I think it's a good idea to make sure you go into a project with a realistic mindset on how long it's going to take. If you think it's going to take you 3 months to do whatever renovation you've set your mind to, I would tack on another month or 2 to that and just say, if we get it done in 5 months instead of 3, that's great. And then if you don't meet either of those timelines, to just be okay with it. Because a lot of times when you're renovating your own home, you go to work from 9 to 5, if you're working a job like most people are. And then you come home and it's either you cook dinner and work on the house, or you work on the house, pick up takeout. If you have kids, you get the kids ready for bed. And then your weekend, which you're supposed to be relaxing, you spend working on your home. And that can be exhausting and unhealthy. I don't think that that's something that you should do every weekend or every day you come home from work, just because you'll get burnout and you won't have energy for your marriage, your kids, your family, which really those come as a priority to renovating a home.
The 5th thing, our 5th tip, is expect things to go wrong. I have never remodeled any house or done any construction project that didn't have something go wrong. And when I think that things are all going to go smooth and everything's planned out perfectly, the smallest thing can throw the entire thing off. Whether that's a trade that can't show up on the day they were supposed to, that throws every other trade off, or you're preparing to put tile down in your kitchen floor and you come across an uncapped drain line. There is something that happens on every project. And so just go into it, plan for that. Budget a little bit of extra money to address things that are unseen and unknown. And if you're fortunate and nothing wrong happens and everything goes smoothly, you've got a little bit of extra money in your budget to spend on some finer finishes or just save it. And you've successfully come in under budget, which happens on no project ever. So expect things to take longer than you think and cost more than you think, is I guess what we're getting at.
Yeah. Have patience with each other and with yourself.
So I've got a question for you, Lauren. Are we ever going to live through another renovation again?
My gut tells me that we will, but I really don't want to. They're not fun. Yeah.
I don't want to do another live-in renovation either.
Yeah.
I would prefer to build our next home and not live in it while we're building it.
No.
Because if you could see around this room that we're sitting in, it is full of stuff from every other room in the house, and some walls aren't all the way painted, and we've got drywall dust and drywall mud splatter all over the place. We're kind of tired at this point. But that being said, I think that it has been worth it.
Well worth it.
We have wound our way into homes that we probably wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise.
Definitely not.
Had we not put in this work.
Yeah.
And we are in a home now that I think that we can spend many years and be happy.
Yeah, for sure.
And we could not have found and been in this home and afforded to do the remodel on this home had we not gone through the previous homes.
Yes.
And so this is an avenue that can lead to you finding your dream home and being able to afford it, but it's not necessarily for everybody, or at least the scope to which we've remodeled homes may be a lot more extensive than what most people can handle. But that leads us back to communicate with your spouse. Find out what each other wants and needs in your home and work towards that. And it's okay if it takes time. Be patient. So maybe we'll re-explore in another 8 years where we're at. Maybe we'll be reporting to you guys over YouTube still. That'd be kind of interesting if this kind of takes off, but well, that's it. Real quick before we go, if you guys are enjoying our videos, we would really appreciate it if you liked the video or subscribed to our channel or shared it with anyone else you think might enjoy it. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.